Auburn's having a great offseason in the transfer portal, adding speedster Eric Singleton. We got to talk about Singleton and what they're doing in general on the offensive side of the ball right after the stinger. It's Felix Sharpe at Sharpe Review on Twitter for campus2canton.com. I hope you Auburn fans like what we're doing to advance college fantasy football, specifically the Campus to Canton format that we love. You can find more information in the description box. We got to talk about Eric Singleton. But before we get to that, I think we're going to have a video every single day between now and the end of January because we want to get to 4,000 subscribers and show folks that there's an interest in what we're doing in college fantasy football. So do your boy a favor. Hit that subscribe button. Let's get this to 50 likes. I mean, Auburn fans, let's get it to 50 likes and hit that subscribe button. Video every single day between now and the end of January so you can follow what it is that we're doing. Auburn's at it again, adding Eric Singleton today. That had been floated out there, confirmed the speedster, the deep threat from Georgia Tech. And I just really love what it is that they're doing at Auburn to kind of round out this offense. Singleton, a great deep threat, dynamic as a freshman, good season last year. We haven't seen kind of that pop, that elite production because of what Georgia Tech really does. And, Haynes King, more of a rusher than a passer. But when you add a guy like Singleton, he's a guy that can dictate what a defense does without touching the ball. I'm thinking about guys like Jamison Williams for the Detroit Lions and once Ohio State in Alabama, a guy like Mike Wallace for the Pittsburgh Steelers, or a guy like Brian Thomas Jr., what he did for LSU and what he's doing now for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Like, that's what Eric Singleton is. His yards per catch average is around 15 or so. But I think for a team like Auburn, who has some guys on the outside, Cam Coleman, Perry Thompson, Malcolm Simmons. I don't know if Keandre Lambert-Smith has any eligibility left, but that's a great wide receiver core. But for Singleton, I think that there's a chance that we get to see him average 18, 19, 20 yards per catch in 2025 because of what they have on the outside and what you have to pay attention to. This wide receiver core might be the best in the country. It might be the best in the country when you think about all of the options. Cam Coleman is a man. After Ryan Williams and after Jeremiah Smith at Ohio State in that freshman class, it's guys like TJ Moore, Ryan Wingo at Texas, and Cam Coleman is right there. I don't know where I have him in my rankings, but he's probably in the top 5 to 6 or something like that. This freshman wide receiver core is outstanding. Malcolm Simmons, Perry Thompson. They have some guys there that can do different things, and this wide receiver core is really well-rounded. And so you add Singleton. Hollywood Brown, another guy. Hollywood Brown for Oklahoma. That's a guy that he reminds me of. A guy who's probably going to go run in the 4.3 range when he gets to the NFL Combine. So he just can really dictate what you do with your safeties and your coverages without even touching the ball. But it's not just Singleton that they added. Derell Robinson, coming out of UConn. And Auburn fans, you might not know who that is, but we do in the college fantasy community. That's a good player. Averaged nearly 7 yards per attempt last season, his first at UConn, his previous season being at Charlotte. And he's got ideal height and weight, ideal frame, 6 foot, 205 pounds, somewhere around there. Now, sometimes those G5 to Power 5 jumps don't necessarily work, but I like both of those backs at UConn, and you guys get Derell Robinson. And then there's Jackson Arnold. I think we saw what Jackson Arnold was capable of in that bowl game in 2023 against Arizona, particularly in the second half, throwing the ball all over the place. You can say what you want about Jackson Arnold in 2024. How many wide receiver injuries did that offense have? Their offensive line was terrible. They also lost Jeff Levy. Jeff Levy is the reason, at least from what I can tell, that Jackson Arnold went to Oklahoma and then he goes to Mississippi State. Man, you bring Jackson Arnold into Auburn. You got Cam Coleman, Eric Singleton, Perry Thompson. You have all of these weapons on the outside. Let's see if there's even a tight end that Auburn can add in the transfer portal. I know Luke Haas is floating around there. Or at least that last I checked, Luke Haas is still floating around there. But Jackson Arnold might be the best quarterback that Hugh Freeze has had since Chad Kelly at Ole Miss. And to be honest, like and Chad Kelly threw for 4,000 yards with Hugh Freeze as the head coach there, unless I'm forgetting something. I think that's true. I mean, there's the potential that Jackson Arnold could do that for Auburn this year. I just really, really like what it is that we're doing. Jackson Arnold obviously didn't have the best season last year, but the surrounding cast, the supporting cast for what the Tigers are building is just so damn dynamic that it's probably going to be difficult for him to fail. And you got Auburn chasing Alabama, chasing LSU, chasing Georgia. They got the offensive firepower. They got the head coach in charge to actually bring it. So I like everything that Auburn is doing in the transfer portal. And that Derell Robinson pick, I think, is an underrated one. This Eric Singleton pick is an underrated one, considering what he does to a defense, even if he doesn't have the ball, just the threat that he possesses. You guys have had some dogs on the offensive side of the ball. Let me know what you think in the comments. Auburn, are we going to see a huge, huge jump offensively? I think we are. You can let me know what you think in the comments. Tigers fan, let's get this to 50 likes. Let's get this to 50 likes. All right, y'all. Peace.